or make you laugh, make you cry like ain't life funny. Ugh.
Boys and girls, the Lord Jesus Christ is the one who gives us new life, and he's doing a new thing for us.
You know he's doing it. God is doing a new thing. You know he's doing it.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
You know he's doing it. Who's doing it? God is doing a new thing. You know he's doing it. Yo, who's doing it? God is doing a new thing.
Yeah, man, that shit's hella old, dog.
What?
Yeah, that shit's hella old, man. I've been seeing that.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, man, that shit's stupid old, bro. Y'all just, it's stuff that goes on in, like, the black community that we just don't even put awareness to, dog. Like, we see that, we just be like, man,
But here, let me just this just happened randomly, though, because I wasn't aware of it. But I'm going to share my screen here real quick. You're going to see this is just the face that randomly pops up in that video. Reading too?
Well, I mean, there's a big thing about how they found out in a lot of churches, man, like not Catholic churches, but like in Christian churches, or whatever you want to call them, Protestant churches, a lot of youth pastors got caught molesting kids, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the company I work for now, man, that game truck, man, the first thing I researched online, I put their name in, it pops up. A guy got caught, I think, in like Colorado, like sexually assaulting kids, like on the game truck. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, how would that even be possible? Because it's like you could franchise it. So like he had like 3 different franchises with it. And I guess he was just taking the truck out, going to parties and like doing stuff to the kids on the bus. But I'm like, man, if you even see how it's set up.
Parents? Like, aren't parents?
What I was about to say, like,
what is it like? Parents, get away. You guys, this is a
well, I think, I'm pretty sure it's like, they don't really be like there every second. Because even the one I went to the other day when I was training, like we did laser tag. So we set everything up in a backyard. And then like the kids came out, but they was all, like 13 years old, 12, 13. So they was older. But they was saying that, the mom just told us set up, and then she went in the house and just watched us through the windows for the most part while they was outside. So she was watching, but I could see how, like, if you went inside the truck, I guess you could do something. But I don't know, man. I just feel like kids nowadays, like, I ain't trying to blame no victims, but it's like if a grown man got me in a game truck with me and my homies, and then he started doing some freak shit, like, we're gonna be like, man, what you doing? Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, man. But I guess them people be knowing who they can do it to.
Yeah, dude.
Too, so
I was a little pussy ass kid as a younger kid, but I don't ever see in any situation I ever would have been put into where that could have even been an opportunity to happen, where right. I would have just been like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna touch your penis now. Like, no.
Right. It's like, no, I'm not cool with that, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kids nowadays, bro, I think that like a lot of them, man, they just be trusting adults or something, but I ain't trying to really speak on that because I feel like people get mad at you because you be trying to, say that it's somebody's fault. It ain't nobody's fault, but at the same time, man, I know that you ain't gonna bring no freak dude around me and just think I'm just gonna be down with that neither. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll say a big reason though that wouldn't have happened to me beyond just myself stopping it is that my parents were on top of me at all times.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like there was no room for that to go, like where it wouldn't even, like they would see me be weird or something and acknowledge it, and they would probably come out after that. But like,
right,
there would be no way that would go down. And
I mean, it's not. Well, the guy did get caught. So from what I'm assuming, maybe he did it to like a couple, like 2 or 3, and then the word got out. But my thing is just like, even after the first one, the kid didn't come off the bus looking weird or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I do feel like, just from prior experience, that in a church setting, I mean, obviously that's what obviously this dude was preying on, but there's a little more trust. Like if you have like we used to have like, I forget what they called it. It was like youth jamborees at our church where you would basically like young kids and older kids, they would all like mix up and like, do stations of learning and stuff. But like I don't know that you just like parents would just let your kids, like, no matter how old they are, go to this church, and maybe there's a couple of adults or whatever, but it's, you know, they put a lot of trust just because it's at church. So there might be a little bit of that where people just kind of become complacent because, like, oh, it's a church, like there's nobody doing any fuck shit here. Where
Well,
now it's
we know that's
unfortunately
not the case though.
yeah, and now you're finding that out more and more. It's like any place where there's like a position of authority, apparently that's going to get used to get some kind of sex.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this story. This ain't nothing bad that happened to me, but church is a weird place sometimes because I know I went to like a youth thing and it was called, it used to be this convention. I'm sure you probably never heard of it because I didn't know about it until I went to it, but it's like this big traveling, I don't know if they still do it, like church thing where they go to like stadiums and have like, I guess, big revivals or whatever, but it's called Aquire The Fire. So you're supposed to be like, it's ATF. So ATF is like alcohol, tobaccos, and firearms.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, that I know, but they call it ATF. So you go there and it's like literally like 60,000 people inside of a stadium, dog, like inside of a hockey arena, looking at this big church. And like, it was people going up preaching and stuff. And this one pastor goes up and he gives a testimony about how he had met a little girl that had been raped and he didn't know, but he was saying that like he knew something was off about her. So he was like at first trying to talk to her, but then he realized that something was wrong. So then he like was trying to reach out and was asking other people about him. And then that's when he found out about it. But I didn't know at the time. I think I was like 12 and everybody else that went to this was supposed to be like 16 and up or something. So I didn't even know what rape was, dog. So like I go home after that because like that shit stuck in my mind. Like I was like, what the hell is that? Like a little girl? What does that mean? Like I thought rape was like somebody had like cut somebody's face off or something. Because he said he looked at the girl's face and could tell she had been raped. And I was like, damn, like damn, yo, like somebody do something like there is raping like
you just picture like a fucking like face
mutilation,
like
mutilation, dog, to the nth degree. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. So like I had to go back and ask my parents, you know what I'm saying? So like after it's all said and done, like they were asking me like how I felt about it when I got back. I think you know, cause I used to like this when I was younger, I used to go to my parents' room at night sometimes and talk to them. And I was like, man, I gotta ask you. I was like, what is rape?
You know, your parents were like, God damn it.
Oh, dude, they were like literally like in awe. Like my mom's eyes got big as hell. Like, what? I was like, it's like, where'd you hear about that? I was like, well, that thing I went to at church, dude said the little girl that happened to. I was like, is that when somebody like get their face cut real bad or burned or something? And they was like, oh, nah. So then they explained to me what it was. And then I was like, oh, I didn't know that's what it was called. Because I knew people did that, but I didn't know it was a name for it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So, like, it just blew my mind. But after that, though, dude, I think my parents were just wary of anything. Like, man, got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll never know what you'll learn up at church, bro.
I went to, like, a church camp, like a stay away, like a week-long thing, dude. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, just looking back on it, the way it was set up, I mean, just no real oversight of the kids, like the most minimal of oversight of kids from like 6th to 9th grade.
Right.
And which is just a horrible to let these kids all intermix and shit at that time, because I mean, it was weird, dude, but it wasn't, there was nothing like that. It was just like,
well, this was, like I said, this wasn't even my church. Like this was like a convention that other churches went to. Like, it was kind of like the get down. I don't know. I guess it's just like they wanted to fellowship with other churches in the area, but it's literally just like this traveling thing would come to cities, and then like every church would go to it, and it would literally be like thousands and thousands of people at this thing. But it was like a youth thing, so it was just like all young people that were, I guess, supposed to be like, you know, getting the fire of Christ, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But I was just like, man, I learned some stuff up in there I wasn't probably supposed to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Mommy cut her face off. Like, what?
Hey, bro, like, it just is crazy to think that if you don't know what something is, like, and then your mind can just go into the worst place. Because, dude, like, that's why I had to ask him, because I was just like, what is rape? Like, damn, what they do to that person's face? Like, because he was just like, I was fucking lost.
I just, like, for the rest of that guy's speech, like, you're picturing some chick with a no face. Like,
yes, like, the most terrible thing you ever seen in your life.
Out?
Not blood, but like that she had like, you know, healed up, was just like totally ripped to shreds, like just, you know, like Two-Face style, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't know what was going on, bro. So, you know, what did Dave Chappelle say in his stand-up? He said, rape's not funny, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a little funny aspect to you for it right there. Just if you don't know what it is and you start going into the darkest realms of your mind, like, Jesus.
That is funny as shit. Also questionable, it's like, yeah, let's just get all the young kids here.
Well, I mean, like, it wasn't like nothing dirty, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, like,
no, but I mean, just like, what the fuck is the point of it, though? Just get more into Christ.
Yeah, man, trying to
yeah,
get
but you're
already
going to church. Like, what's the? You're not like making them go to church more, other than going to an arena to watch, basically just watch guys sell Christ over and over again.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, well, that's the thing about
like, what
God
would they talk about that was like different? Was it just?
Well,
different?
it was just hype. Like, it was just lit, dude. Like when you went there, like they had like pyrotechnics.
It was like a DJ and shit. Like,
yeah, like bro, like they straight up they were like, it was like called Aquire The Fire. So the dude that was the leader was coming out there saying that, and every time they said fire, they had explosions on the stage,
what?
like WWF style fire popping up out the sides, like Acquire the Fire, and it was like Jesus wants you to acquire the fire, and it was literally just like like big ass flames popping up and shit. Like, it was hype. Like they were singing all of the lit church songs and shit. Like.
Around the world and flash the big ass thing and rock the masses from Madrid to California.